Okay, so I wanted to make a video about my antidepressant experience, I guess. It's kind of a vulnerable topic, I guess, so feeling vulnerable. But yeah, so for context, I started Lexapro in around mid 2019, so before the pandemic. And I'd been going through a lot, let's just say. um, I was living in Philly. Well, I still am, but I had just moved to Philly, and I was living in a weird kind of situation with this guy that I met on Tinder, and he was rarely home because I had gotten kicked out by my roommate, and it was very nightmarish. So I was pretty depressed and also drinking way too much. So my insurance was Connecticut, so it only works in Connecticut. So I had to go back to Connecticut to get prescribed antidepressants, and I didn't really want to be on antidepressants in the beginning. Like, I was kind of against it, but my life was a nightmare, so, and I didn't get out of bed for a long time. So it was kind of a last resort. So my doctor prescribed me it, and then I went back home. So there wasn't a lot of medical supervision, I guess. Like, she kind of just met me once and was like, okay, I'll give you this prescription, and then I went back home, a couple 100 miles or whatever. So, and then she told me to start taking instead of one. So I was taking one 10 milligram pill, and she said to start taking two after a month, I think she said, or like a couple weeks or something. So that's what I did. And at first, it did make me physically ill. I don't know why I ignored this, because I really shouldn't have, but it did, kind of made me feel nauseous, and I started getting this rash on my leg. And I've heard other people say this, kind of, in passing, but I haven't really seen anything online about it. So, again, my experience is, very abnormal, and I don't want to, scare anyone out of taking Lexapro, because I know a lot of people really like it, but not people that aren't my personality type, I guess. Maybe people that are, more anxious than me. So, yeah. So it gave me a rash, and it was kind of like an athlete's foot, I think. I don't really know what it was, but I did take special medicated body wash to fix it, and that helped. But I kind of just started to slow down my brain and my thinking, and very, very dissociative kind of state. And it made me very emotional, but in a weird way, in a disconnected way to my brain. I had a job interview, I want to say the third or fourth day I was on it, and I cried during it because I don't know really what was happening with my brain, but my brain was just in shift. So, but after that, after a while, I didn't really have emotions at all, but I kind of just had this weird feeling of nostalgia, but in a good way. But I was very far away. My brain was far away from reality, I guess. Not in a scary way, but just in a dissociative kind of way. So I ended up getting two part-time jobs, both retail jobs. One that I worked from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I didn't really sleep a lot, but it didn't really affect me at all. It definitely did, but I don't know, I didn't really notice it. It wasn't me now sleeping that much. That would not be good. But then it kind of was just I could just sleep. It didn't matter how long I slept. I just would feel the same way, super sluggish, and kind of I'm not really there, not really here. Yeah, and then my one job, just as an example of like how like I just wasn't really there. A guy came in with a counterfeit $100 bill, and it was like definitely fake. Like I could tell that it was fake. It was smaller than a real $100 bill, but like I just took it anyway because like my brain just wasn't working. Like it just like I don't know. Like it was bad. It was bad, but like it did help me like just not question having to work 80 hours a week. I don't know. So I guess that's a positive, but also a negative. So yeah, it made me feel really like apathetic, and I didn't really care about anything. I didn't really notice a lot of things that were happening that I would notice. Like I used to drink coffee when I was on Lexapro, and I don't drink coffee now because caffeine like really affects me, really gives me anxiety. But it helped me when I was on Lexapro because I was just like so dead inside. And so I would drink coffee from this mug every morning, but then like I realized I had never seen the other side of the mug because I just never like thought about it. So I ended up losing a lot of weight. I was like a size 10 to 12 and was like a size 6, I think, in H&M clothes, which is probably smaller than that in like real sizes. So yeah, I don't know. I wasn't all there. My sense of time also was very distorted. Like I would take the bus in the morning to work at 5 a.m. and obviously there's no like traffic or anything at 5 a.m. So it was like a 18 minute ride, but it did feel like an hour. Like it felt like a really long time on Lexapro for some reason. I'm turning my note page. So yeah, I don't know. I also like had no sex drive. Like I didn't care about that either. I didn't care about drinking or smoking anymore. I honestly like don't know if I could have quit smoking if it weren't for Lexapro because I don't know. I just really was addicted for a long time, and I would try to stop, and then I would just have no money, and then I would just smoke cigarettes from off the ground and roll my own, and it was just, cigarettes are gross. So I didn't really care about drinking or smoking. Well, I did smoke a few times just socially when I was on Lexapro, but like it wasn't like gross or anything. I just like didn't care about it. And then I drank one time also socially, and that, I'm just making sure that didn't turn off. So that it just made me feel sick. Like most people will say that when they drink on antidepressants, that it makes them feel sick. So yeah, I would say that was a positive. It did help me like kind of reevaluate things, like almost like a drug trip. Like it did kind of help me put things into perspective in a way, but like it also just made me feel physically ill. So in a way, I guess I'm glad that I did take it, but it was something else. It was a trip, let's just say. So I was on it for like 2 or 3 months, and eventually I weaned myself off because I was taking caffeine pills while I was taking it, just to like make myself feel alive. I would take like 2. I don't know. Usually I would take 2. So then I just decided to stop taking it. I didn't talk to my doctor or anything because like I couldn't really go there or anyway. So I don't know. So I just stopped taking it. So that was my Lexapro experience, and I don't know, it's hard for me to kind of find other people's experiences that are similar because I don't know, like I try to look up keywords. I see some things that are similar, and people do say it makes them apathetic, but like I think I was just on another level of apathy. Yeah, I don't know. So then last year I was on Welbutrin for a while, and I will say that that fit me a lot better. And yeah, it definitely helped me get out of my depressive state. But I kind of started thinking of depression differently as I get older. But I was able to like get a job and stuff. And the thing is though, like it did give me anxiety. It did make me want to smoke, which is weird because like it's supposed to make cigarettes disgusting, and that's what everyone says. That's what Google says. But I don't know, it made me want to smoke, but when I smoked too much, like it would make my anxiety a lot worse. But I'm off it now. I'm glad that I took it. I would say that that's a much better match for me. And so if you're like having a bad time on whatever drug you're on, like I would say that you should try a different medication because it did help me. I'm glad that I took it. I was kind of like nervous to take it, but I knew that it would be better because it's kind of like the opposite of Lexapro. So I knew that it would be a better experience. Because, I mean, anything would be better. I also, like, when I started taking Lexapro, I was very just mentally ill in many ways, like, other than depression. So that definitely makes a big difference, your mindset kind of going into taking antidepressants. Obviously, like, you're going to be depressed when you start taking it, but I don't know, it is very psychological, like, obviously, just how you feel about it affects how you feel, you know? So, yeah, I guess all in all, I do recommend antidepressants. I don't want to, like, bash them or anything, but I did have a weird experience, and I think that, like, for some reason, it affected me the opposite. Like, Lexapro is supposed to make you gain weight, and I lost a bunch of weight, and, like, Welbutrin is supposed to make you hate cigarettes, but it made me love cigarettes again. I hadn't even smoked regularly in, like, years when I started taking it. But, like, immediately when I started taking Welbutrin, I did, need to smoke. Not need, but want to smoke. And I hadn't had that feeling in years. So yeah, if you want to let me know your guys' experience in the comments, that's fine. I don't want to scare anyone out of taking Lexapro or anything, but it did really, turn my emotions off and turn me into a different person, make me have like a really blank affect. So I didn't like that, but I guess it did work. I guess. If you want to get technical about it, it did work, but not in the way that other people would want it to. And then after I got off Lexapro, it took me a while to like feel like a real person again. Here. Ben has to make an appearance in every video. So yeah, that's my story. Alright, so I guess I should add just more about my Welbutrin experience. I might as well while I'm here. And so yeah, this was prescribed by a psychiatrist, and that definitely made a big difference. I told her like, yeah, Lexapro really screwed with my brain. So like she understood. I don't know if she understood, but she understood that I did not take that. So she did suggest Welbutrin, and I was on 300 milligrams as for the highest. I'm very bad at swallowing pills, so it was kind of difficult, but they're not that big. So yeah, I did get a lot of more medical supervision. Like, you have to talk to a psychiatrist every month or so to just check in. Like, oh, Ranger, don't. Ranger is looking at a candle and I was scared, so I blew it out. Yeah, so you do have to talk to a psychiatrist every month or so, or 2 months, like, so they make sure, like, you're okay and it's not making you, like, want to kill yourself or anything crazy like that. So I didn't get any of that with Lexapro. So that definitely makes a difference, and, you know, made me feel better also, because I kind of just felt like thrown to the wolves. Like, I kind of felt like it was kind of unprofessional that I was prescribed Lexapro, because I just don't seem like a person that would thrive on that. I don't know, because I know people that like it are a lot more like manic than I am. So, you know, that might be you and you might love Lexapro, but yeah, I really couldn't handle it. But definitely with Welbutrin, it gave me anxiety, but like it kind of was in a positive way. Like I finally cared about like having a job and like being alive when I hadn't for a long time. But now that I've been off it for a few months now, and you know, also kind of went through like not really feeling like myself for a while. That's probably like a me issue. But yeah, I did also not anywhere near what Lexapro was like, but I did kind of feel like, oh, this is me. This is how I'm supposed to be. And that obviously has a lot to do with outside triggers and stuff. But yeah, I would say that Welbutrin is great. I don't know. I did gain weight, but that's also probably because of birth control situation. Maybe I'll make a video about that, because my birth control situation was also pretty crazy. Why do these things always happen to me? I don't know, my body just like hates anything, everything that happens to it. So yeah, that's the video. Outro. Make sure to like, subscribe, and add this video to your favorites, and leave a comment down below. You know, ask me anything, tell me anything, tell me a secret. Tell me a joke, tell me a knock-knock joke. Love you, bye.